One thing I would like to do, if you don't mind, is a quick role play. Just kind of throw a couple of objections at you. I can be any lead type, whatever you got to do. Would just love to kind of hear it.
Yeah, sure. What I mean, you tell me what do you want to do?
Let's rock with like a final expense appointment.
Okay. I mean, I don't really sell final expense, but I'll wing it the best way I can.
All right, let's do
Let's
a
do final
mortgage.
expense. No, let's do final expense.
All
Why
right,
not?
cool.
The point is, guys, is that they're all the same. The only thing you're changing is the word mortgage protection to final expense and asking need questions a little bit differently. But the approach is the same no matter what. Life insurance is about income replacement. Final expenses, covering any expenses that can occur when you pass away. Your last expenses. And mortgage protection is protecting an asset. So the presentation is exactly the same for all of them, really. You're just asking different need questions. That's the only difference.
Absolutely. Makes complete sense for sure. All right.
You want to just start off with a presentation or with a setting
So
appointment,
you're calling me for our scheduled appointment.
scheduling appointment? Okay.
Yeah, like you're calling me, you already scheduled the appointment and now I'm
Oh,
picking up.
doing the presentation. All right,
You got
cool.
it.
All right. Hey, Marissa, it's Ryan calling you for our scheduled appointment today. Discuss that final expense.
How are you doing?
Good, good. How about yourself?
Doing great.
Great, great. Hey, can you grab a pen and paper? We're going to take some notes today.
Okay, I have one.
Perfect. Okay. So what I'm called is a medical field underwriter, and basically allows me to shop all the A-rated companies for you nationwide. So companies you've heard of before, like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, Aetna, Aflac, etc. The list goes on. So we'll shop all those carriers in your state all at once and kind of see which carrier is going to give you the best rate. Okay. And each carrier rates people differently based on their prescriptions, based on their age, smoker, non-smoker, height, weight, what have you, right? So my job today is to make sure we get you the company gives you the lowest cost available, and then we'll design a couple different plans around that company that fit different budgets, different needs. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So when you fill out the form, what was your concern? Why'd you decide you want to look into final expense?
I just retired and I didn't know that I was gonna lose my work insurance. So I'm just looking into it.
Gotcha. Kind of seeing it, how it works, what the cost is, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you aware of what makes the cost go up?
I think it's your age, right?
Right. Yep. Age is one of them. What else do you think it is?
Probably your health.
Yep. Health as well. So I have about 15 appointments every day. And unfortunately, this is the bad part of my job. I have to tell two people every day that they don't qualify for coverage because they waited too long. Right. So the key to this stuff is to try to get it as soon as you can, because once you get approved on it, you lock in your premium and then that stays the same for the rest of your life. Okay. Unfortunately, a lot of people wait till they're older and then it's more expensive and they can't afford it, or they wait until they're unhealthy, right? They're like, oh, I just got cancer. Now I'm looking at insurance. Well, now your rates are 4 times higher or you're disqualified, right? So the key is kind of acting on this as soon as you can and getting something in place so it's cost effective, and then you lock in your rate. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if you passed away, Marissa, who would take on that burden of the expenses?
Probably my sister.
Your sister? Okay. And then are you planning on being buried or cremated or not really sure?
Not really sure to be honest.
Okay. Well, final expenses, it covers a lot of things. Okay. It's not just funeral expenses. It's any of those extra bills that's going to be left to your family or your sister. It could be, if she has to take time off work, right? Fly out. Maybe I know the celebration of life isn't for you, but it's for them. They're the ones mourning, right? Maybe it's throwing some catering partying. Maybe you die in a hospital and to transport the body, it's $2,000, right? Maybe it's you want to leave a little gift for some of your nephews or nieces. Okay. Maybe it's, doing a celebration of life on a cruise ship. I've had a lot of people do that. That's kind of cool. They're like, hey, I'm gone, but I want to leave my last I love you to take my whole family on a cruise and let that be the celebration of life, right? So there's all these extra expenses that can occur. When my stepdad passed away, we had an in-home nurse for the final month, and that was 8 grand, right? So there's a lot of things we just don't think of, It's just making sure we don't leave any of that burden or that extra financial cost on our family, when they're going through that grieving process. So I guess the question for you would be, do you think it's your responsibility to cover any of those final expenses, or do you think it's your sister's?
No, I think it's mine.
Okay, that's a good gift. I mean, I feel the same way as well. And the key thing we want to think about too is, you seem like you're pretty young. What's your age right now?
65.
65. Okay. Do you have a plan on when you're going to die? Do you know when you're going to die?
I don't.
Okay. Well, the thing we want to consider too is anything we look at today is going to be about half in 20 years. So if we think $10,000 is enough right now to cover all those expenses, and by the time you're 85 in 20 years, or with inflation going the way it's going, maybe 15 years because inflation's going crazy right now, but it's going to be worth 5,000. So we kind of want to always focus on getting as much as we can afford at the lowest cost, so we don't have to relook at this later when it's 3 or 4 or 5 times more expensive. Does that make sense? Kind of how inflation works.
Yeah, it does.
If we think about the cost of milk, right? It's like $5 now or something. 20 years
Right.
ago, was it like $1.50? So we can imagine, $10,000 might help out us now if I die tomorrow at 65, but by the time I get to be 85, it's probably not going to be quite enough. Is that making
That
sense?
makes sense. Yeah.
Um, so basically your concern is of not getting a policy today would be just budget.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Is there a certain budget range you want me to stay in to kind of make sure we're not tipping the scale there?
Not particularly. I just want to make sure that it's gonna cover what it has to. I don't want her to have to go through, any type of income loss on her end.
Okay. So yeah, maybe we'll look at like a 30,000, 25,000, 20,000, somewhere in that range, and we'll kind of see what the cost is and see who comes back the lowest. Does that sound about fair?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So I got rid of the shopping, right? Found the need. Okay, engaging with questions. And then you just go into the get rid of the think about, which we just did earlier. I mean, I can do it again if you want. But so now we're hey, this is not something you can buy, Marissa. Okay. This is something you have to qualify for. All right. So my job is to find the lowest cost, figure out the right plan for you, fits the budget, and then help you submit a request to see if we can get you approved. That process takes about 7 days before they give us an answer. Um, After that, if you get approved, they give you a month to make changes to it. So we have lots of flexibility if you're not sure which plan you want. If we don't find a plan that you like, typically it's budget. Speak up. Something is always better than nothing for your family, especially as your last I love you is leaving them, a financial gift to help them out and not do car washes. Okay. So just speak up on that. If you still don't want a policy at that point, we close the case. We do not need to do second appointments. In fact, they won't let me do a second appointment. The reason being is we don't know if you can even get approved first. Okay. So it doesn't make sense to think about something we don't know we can buy. Does
Right.
that make sense?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so either let me know which plan works for you, let me know if we need to lower the cost, or let me know if we need to close the case, but that's kind of what we're going to decide today. Okay, is that making sense?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, there is 3 things that are required to apply for a policy. I don't need them right now. Just want to make sure you have them on you. But there's a driver's license that's used for background check. Do you have access to a driver's license that you can get later?
Yes,
Okay. Next thing is a social. They use that, goes on your death certificates. The policy pays out tax free. Do you know your social?
I do.
Okay. And then the last thing is a secure method of payment to pay for your insurance, right? Okay. Now they don't take debit cards because they're not secure methods of payment. What they do take is routing account numbers. Those are secure. You can hand a check to a stranger with your routing account number at the bottom. They can't use those numbers to go buy stuff or withdraw money. Okay. So that's why they're secure. Do you know your routing account number? Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Any questions on any of those? Any concerns on anything?
No, no.
All right. Perfect. Well, let's see what's available here. Now, as far as the medical questions, I need you to ask me to be honest with me. Okay. They are going
Okay.
to check this stuff. They're going to pull your prescription report, see everything that you're taking. So if you don't tell me something, I'm going to write something that's going to get declined. Okay. So can you be honest?
Yes, I will.
All right, perfect. So as far as prescriptions goes, when they pull that prescription record, which they will, what will they see on there? What are you currently taking?
Um, They should just see my lisinopril, 10 milligrams for blood pressure.
All right, and the rest is that, right? You fill out the medical questionnaire, and then you give them some options, and you can pick your method. You can go, this is the gold, silver, bronze. You can go, hey, how's this 30,000 working for you? Do we need to adjust anything? You can say, which one do you think will work best for you? You can say,
Right.
we can't make a decision right now because we don't know if you're going to qualify, but if you could, which one of these makes the most sense for you financially and also to protect your family? Whatever you want to do. And then you shut up. Shut up is key. You got to be quiet for about 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. Give them some time to think.
Absolutely. And I think that that's a big part of it too, is like you said, give them some time to think, right? Like sometimes on the phone, because you can't see them, it's like almost like you with me, Ryan? And like they're with you, like they just need a second to take a look at what you just showed them.
Silence
Heather,
is confidence, by the way. Silence is confidence.
amen to that.
Yeah.
That's
So
huge.
don't be afraid to that. If you speak too early, it's insecurity. So just silence is okay. It's okay to be silent.
Right. And Ryan, if they say I don't have a routing and account number, I'm on SSDI, I use my card for everything. You just rock with that, knowing you're gonna go direct express.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna find
Love it.
that out. Exactly. So it's like, all right, I just gotta go Prosperity. Well, we only have that limits some of the carriers, but we do have some great ones still. We'll do some shopping still. So we'll see what's available here.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I mean, the key too, I mean, when you're presenting, your options, obviously one thing you guys can do is like share, like a sheet. There's some sheets on FFL America, or you guys probably have them too, and kind of read those points, but you want to hit it home. Like, hey, this is a permanent policy. It lasts forever. Voids probate, pays out tax-free. The rate stays the same forever, regardless of your health. The coverage stays the same, builds cash value. If it lasts forever, what are the chances of it paying out? 100%. So, just stuff like that, like build up the value of your product you're offering.
Absolutely. And through that whole role play, it's almost like you prepped me and prepared me for like exactly what we were gonna do. And you didn't sound too like, I'm really excited to do this. Like you sounded more like, hey, we're gonna bang this out. You did share a quick personal story, right, about your stepdad in the beginning, which that's helpful, right, for people to understand, hey, we think, you might think you're gonna go out this way, but we don't know what it's gonna look like. I like how you also asked me, do you know when you're gonna die? Right. Like I think like if you can flat out like no one's gonna be like, yeah, I know. Like you might get that one person, right?
Oh,
Like
you'll get them. They're like, oh, I know, I'm tied on 100.
right.
My response is like, awesome. I never met a genie. What are the lotto numbers tomorrow so I can be rich?
There we go. You're like, that's what we actually need. And also I love how you said life insurance essentially, guys, it doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna act as an income replacement. Whether it's for final expenses, it's for mortgage, it's for actual income replacement, whatever the quote unquote concept is that you're pitching, life insurance at the end of the day is just income replacement for said family member or whatever the situation may be.